And, of course, if you're planning on voting on Tuesday, you may be able to take some time off of work to go vote if you need to, because Arizona's, if you're planning to take time off of work on Tuesday, you can do it, but you need to do something about it on Monday, because Arizona law does say that employees can take time off.
If there isn't at least 3 consecutive hours available to vote between the opening of the polls and the beginning of their shifts, or the end of their shifts and the closing of the polls.
But Attorney John Balitis says you have to give your boss 1 day's notice. So you have to tell the boss on Monday that you need time off on Tuesday to go vote. So you better tell them on Monday. And the boss can say no if you have 3 hours before or after your shift that you can go vote. Now, polls open at 6 a.m. here in Arizona. So let's say you started work at 9 o'clock.
You got plenty of time.
You got plenty of time to vote.
Yeah.
If the polls close at 7 and the employee gets off at 4, there's 3 consecutive hours there within which to vote.
So if you do take time off, Balitis says that under Arizona law, you are not required to come in earlier or stay later to make up for lost time at work. But the boss can say, let's say you get off at 4 o'clock, the boss can say, no, you can go vote after work. And he's totally legal because you've got 3 hours to do it after work. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, is this going to steadily become a thing of the past?
Yeah, because we are now able, especially in Arizona, because we are the leaders in the mail-in ballot. We really are the ones that other states are modeling after.
And so many people are. I voted 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So many people are finding that that's the way to go now. You still hear the argument that people still like the excitement of going to the poll and the enjoyment of going to the poll, which I did. I thought it was, on Election Day, for me, that was always kind of the fun of it.
And it's still
getting your little sticker, your little I voted thing and that sort of thing. But what I'm also finding now is it's kind of nice to sit down at the kitchen table with my wife and talk about things, how we're going to vote, which we may not have done that like we do now. We didn't do it like we do now when we went to the polls. You just went to the poll, you went behind your little thing and you voted, and maybe you told the wife later, how'd you vote? Well, you and I canceled each other out because I can stand that guy. I voted for this guy or girl. But now, we sit down and we talk about not only who we're voting for, but why. And, we may be at some point trying to convince each other, to vote a certain way. And I think, I think for us that has been kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we're going to probably see it go away, that we go voting, though, in person, because it's so much more cost-effective, even though it is fun. And I know a lot of people want to wait till the very 11th hour because they want to see if any other candidates say something stupid.
That's what I've thought about that, too. We mailed away our ballots 2 weeks ago. What if something comes out in the last 2 weeks that is going to change our mind? I'll give you a perfect example. I voted for a candidate years ago, and we were sitting, filling out our ballots, and while a debate, this was an election for governor several years ago, and there was a debate going on television, on a local TV station, while I was filling out my ballot. And I'd already made my check mark and everything, and then it came down to the final 2 minutes of the debate where you get the last thing a candidate can say. And my candidate took that 2 minutes, instead of talking about the good things they would do, to bash the other candidate. And I'm like, come on, tell me what you're...
Yeah, and what did you do? Did you decide to go?
I'd already voted. I'd already sealed the thing, and I was like, and now I wish I'd waited.
Yeah, and you know what? The trend is showing, because working at ASU, I actually get some of the trends that are, related to voter trends. The millennials are sick of it. They are no longer going to listen to the mudslinging. And, of course, the PR firm after PR firm is going to tell you, but it works. Yeah, it works, but we've got a wiser generation coming up, and they think that much of the debate that's going on between these ad campaigns is just pure vitriol, and they are looking more for...
Gosh.
They're going to judge you if you do throw the mud. They're going to say, okay, you mudslinger, I'm getting you out of office, and that will be the reaction to
we were kidding around watching an ad the other day that was the negative ad, and it was something about, gun control, and, somebody supports having guns, and then I just kept joking, and the other candidate put the bullet in the gun, and the other candidate made the bullet to put in the gun.
You know what that reminds me of?
Gosh.
It reminds me of you sitting there. My dad used to laugh at us because my twin brothers would sit there in an argument over, they'd get in a fight, and Dad would ask them, who did it first? And I was like, oh, bad question. He put the Cheerio in my milk. He put it in my milk. They just sound like a bunch of little kids.
Right.
Separate them and tell them time out.
There are creative negative campaign ads. One that I like is the one against Ann Kirkpatrick that has the little kid in it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. She's just a little whiner.
Yeah.
No.
There's some...
That's a little clever. But the election ads come to an end on Tuesday.
No. You think so?
Well, for this election.
Well, true, but what if there's a runoff? I so don't want a runoff.
I don't think that's going to happen. But anyhow, it will be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday with Election Day, and get out there and vote if you haven't already done so. KTAR News Time coming up on 7:44.